able to fend off the Giants last night in Philadelphia. Wentz hit Boston Scott with a game-winning touchdown that left only 34 seconds on the clock. The Giants' last drive was cut short when Daniel Jones was strip-sacked and Philly clinched the game, and they now sit atop the NFC East with a 2-4-1 record. We are joined now by Fox Sports NFL analyst Michael Vick. Now, Michael, are the Eagles now clearly better than the Cowboys?
Yes, they are. The Eagles are better than the Cowboys for a couple different reasons. And I got to shine the spotlight on the level of consistency that the Eagles do bring, and that's at the defensive line position. When you play the Philadelphia Eagles, the one thing that you know they're going to do is they're going to rush the passer, get after the quarterback, and they're going to make stops in the run game. And that's enough to get opposing quarterbacks off the spot and force 2 or 3 turnovers per game, whether it's in the run game or just forcing the quarterback to throw the ball erratically. It creates opportunity. On the offensive side of the ball, they do enough. Carson Wentz has, fought in games and he's battled, and you have to respect that. And, the fact that they have guys who are pretty much guys who came off the practice squad and has been developed by Doug Peterson, says a lot about the Philadelphia Eagles. So that they finding ways to win. They haven't won too many games, 2 max, had a tie. But, nevertheless, they are staying in games. They are fighting. They are battling to the end. And Carson Wentz is doing whatever it takes, regardless of the circumstances and conditions, to play winning football. They might not get the outcome that they want, but they playing winning football. And, so far, so good, at the end of the day, atop the NFC East for whatever it's worth. And that's just something that they can hang their hats on right now. And, hopefully they'll continue to get healthy and the defensive line can continue to create stops and get turnovers and give the offense opportunities to go out there and try to make some plays.
I'm not going to say the Eagles are clearly better, but I believe they're better, Skip, because what I see from the Eagles every single game is I see fight. And that's something that I haven't seen on a consistent basis or hardly ever this season from the Cowboys. And therein lies the thing. Skip, look, when I first went to Baltimore in 2000, that offense really wasn't catered to what I do. But I can't say because I dropped the ball, Skip, man, this offense ain't built for me. Because I'm not hustling, because I'm not where I'm supposed to be, I'm blowing assignment. Skip, this defense ain't really suited for me, Skip. Well, you're supposed to have force. If you force, the defense would be for you because you be in position to make a play. Skip, I just don't like the excuse making. And you were seeing a lot of that because if you look at the Eagles, they're in a very similar situation as the Cowboys. You look at their entire offensive line, with the exception of Kelsey, he's the only starter that started the season. Just like Connor Williams is the only starter that started the season. You look at the skill position. Alshon has been out basically the whole year. D-Jack played basically a game, a half a game. He's out. Both of their tight ends are missing. Miles Sanders is now out. They just keep fighting, keep plugging, making no excuses. Guys play hard. Carson Wentz taking a pounding every single game. He has been hit and sacked as many as anybody other than Joe Burrow. All he does is just keep fighting, keep hanging on. So that's why I'm going to say they're better, because they're going to fight tooth and nail to the end, and they don't make any excuses. And last night, Mike, they overcame some horrible play calling and some horrible decision-making by Dougie P. Because you take the 3 points on 4th and goal from the 3.
I agree.
With a banged-up offensive line, man, you had to kick that. Oh. And then you come back with the other 2-point play. Never mind. But anyway, I'm going to take the Eagles saying they're slightly better than the Cowboys. But, Skip, that ain't saying much.
Ha, ha, ha. So, for our viewers out there, this is what I'm up against. Even though Michael Vick originally was an Atlanta Falcon, he really kind of bleeds some green because he loves his Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm good with that. I got no issue with that. And the guy across from me at the table live here in studio despises the Dallas Cowboys. He lives to hate the Dallas Cowboys. So I got it. You're going to say, yeah, and you're actually reasonably objective in your assessment.
Yes.
Okay. I will give you this. The Eagles are playing better than the Cowboys are playing. I do not believe, and I'm going to be stubbornly proud about this because I was born and raised a Cowboy fan, I do not believe the Eagles are better than the Cowboys. They're just not, I believe the Cowboys are more talented than the Eagles on both sides of the ball. I give you the defense. They come after you, but they're in the same system they've been in for this whole run with Doug Peterson and Jim Schwartz.
Correct.
They get it, they know it, and they are relatively healthy on defense, right?
Yes.
Relatively.
Yes.
The offenses are similarly decimated.
Very.
And you could argue yours is
Philly's
even
more.
You could certainly make that case. Although, I don't know, the offensive line, I think the Dallas one is worse off than your Philly one.
I don't know, Skip. You see them guys in there, but you look at our skill position. I mean, y'all still got those three wide receivers and tight end.
We got that. But every time I see Boston Scott come out of nowhere, he looks like he's better than Clyde Edwards-Helaire ever thought about being. I'm serious. I'm serious. No, does he not play big?
Yeah, he does.
And down the stretch in those 4 games last year, I feel sorry for him because they put Miles Sanders back in, and I like Miles Sanders. But listen, this kid, he just rises, literally rises and shines. And my least favorite quote after the game was from Carson Wentz, who said, when I let the last one go, the touchdown throw, he said, I thought it was a little high, but he plays so much bigger than he is. I'm getting sick and tired of seeing that
I definitely did. I think a 5'6" guy was going to make that catch.
5'6", and he goes up and snatches it. It's a rocket straight over his helmet. It's a hard catch, man, and Peppers is all over him. Yes. Can you play that much better than Peppers played it, except getting your hand on the football? And what a catch. It's like the catch of the year to me, and get your feet down, get your body through the end zone. Yeah. I give it to you. But I don't buy Carson Wentz. I don't believe in him.
You got to.
Yeah, he's more bounce it to him than he's walk it to him.
Skip, he showed you last night. Did you see the throws on the sideline? The one to Fulgham, the one to who was that? Hightower. The one he dropped in the bucket to Hightower. Skip,
the rookie.
Yeah, he keep making these plays. You're not convinced yet?
No, I'm not, because he had a QBR of 55 last night, which is barely above average, and Danny Dimes had a 76 QBR. So that stat says Danny Dimes outplayed Carson Wentz in Philadelphia. Yep. And that first interception he threw, that tied him for the league lead in interceptions with Kirk Cousins. So Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins. Who you got?
I'm taking.
Can we see that? This is as bad an interception as you'll ever see, because it's from the 20-yard line. And Carson, what are you doing? Don't do that. Don't. I think Bradbury was the primary receiver on that play, right? What are you doing?
I mean, that's to my point, Skip. You know, Carson's gonna make some erratic throws.
He will.
You know, he's gonna play sporadic at times, but they continuously battle. Like they are in the game, and they always come out hot. They always come out. They always score a touchdown in the first 15 of the game, and make you believe that the Philadelphia Eagles are back and they have arrived. But you know, things start to always go south, and it's a different look every single time. But they stay in the games. They are competitive. And when I was looking at the overall picture of both teams, Dallas and Philly, the only bright spot, like I said, I could find was the defensive line and the edge going to the Philadelphia Eagles, because that's where they win their football games. They stopped the New York Giants last night when they needed it the most, and the New York Giants couldn't do anything to combat it.
I got you. But with 2:14 left in the game, they gave Danny Dimes just enough time to get off a great throw to his tight end, Evan Ingram. If we could see this, please. And it's a pretty routine catch, certainly for a Shannon Sharp. But this is a ball you have to put in your back pocket. This is a catch that's going to set you up 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. And you are about to be able to at least kick the field goal that is going to ice the game in favor of the visiting team. Am I right?
You said.
You just got to catch that. I mean, that's
and
easy.
That was a great design, because the thing is, you're looking to play in and out. And the guy, and Evan Ingram stutters the guy.
He did.
Gets a free release, clean release. Whew. You just got to catch. You got to finish the play.
Okay, so that's how close.
Yeah,
that's how close you were. We'd be having a whole. The Eagles are 1-5-1 if he makes that catch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but you got me. Right now, my team's horrible. My team's got nothing going.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way you say that. When you say that, you emphasize horrible.
Well, they're horrible. They're on pace to give up more points than any team in the history of pro football.
Counting on that.
How can I defend that?
Counting on it.
They have the most turnovers in all of pro football, and they have the worst turnover differential.
Not surprised.
How can I can't defend it, right?
But Skip. Go ahead, Mike.
You spoke about Boston Scott, and Boston Scott came off the practice squad and he was developed last season. He emerged last season as a playmaker, so to speak. The Dallas Cowboys have every opportunity to develop those guys that's on the practice squad, just like everybody else. And I think this should be a message to every team around the league to get the second and third team guys ready. Yep. Don't just let them not get reps and not, have an opportunity to, at least feel what the game is all about throughout the week. You got to prepare those guys as if they're going to play. And I think that's something that the Dallas Cowboys have to do moving forward.
It's a great point. But unfortunately, right now, at running back, I have a play breaker. His name is Ezekiel Elliott, and he is fumbleina, man. He's fumbling right and left. He's got more fumbles than anybody in the league. Fumbles lost 4. He's fumbled 5 times already in, 6 games.
Yep.
How can I defend that? So would I take Boston Scott right now over Zeke? I would, because Boston Scott just keeps making plays. I need Zeke to make some plays.
If you look at their guys, you look at Fulgham, he was a practice squad guy.
He was.
Greg Ward Jr., a practice squad guy. Boston Scott,
good player.
Practice squad guy.
Yeah, I like all 3 of them. And they show me something.
I think the thing is the one thing that really helps in this situation, Mike, is that the Eagles receivers have been so beat up. These guys are actually getting actual reps with Carson Wentz. It's because when you look at the Dallas trio, they're very seldom nicked. So they're not getting a whole lot of run going with when Dak was healthy or getting a whole lot of opportunities with Andy Dalton.
Nope.
These guys, because their starters have been nicked so much, they're actually getting real reps because they might not practice during the week and just play on Sunday. The wide receivers, the Alshon, the D. Jackson, things of that nature. So they're getting some opportunities, and that's what they need. But the one thing you can say about the Eagles, they might lose, but they're going to play hard.
Yeah.
And if Wentz needs to understand, the defense get played too, Mike. He can't win every snap. And sometimes he tries to win every snap, and he puts his team in harm's way.
Yeah. Hey, Michael, before we go, quick thought from you about a guy you know and love, Deshaun Jackson. He got hurt again last night. They're having an MRI today. What were your emotions when you saw him get hurt?
It was tough to watch D-Jack because, I just recently spoke to him, and, he was excited to get back on the field.
Yep.
And, for a guy who's up in age and is being looked at as a guy that the Philadelphia Eagles have to lean on, and even in that locker room as a leader, you want to be out there and lead by example, and that's what Deshaun wants to do. So it was a big blow for Philadelphia last night, and he started out hot and looked like he was going to be the focal point of the offense, and then all of a sudden the injury bug hit again. So Deshaun got to get healthy. I think, I looked at his face and I could see the level of concern. I think he'll be okay, and hopefully he'll be all right, but we need Deshaun Jackson out there on a consistent basis.
That's the thing with injuries. It seems like once you get one and it happens during the season, you just can't shake it, man.
Roll over, can't get away from it.
No, it's tough to watch. Well, Michael, we'll bring you back in just a little bit, but coming up next, rapper and actor T.I. joins the show live.
Here we go.
So stick around.
No mercy.